Thing's a pig.
You mean a squirrel?
A pig squirrel. Well, good morning. It is August 21st, Friday. It's about 11:30 in the morning. We're down here to assess what's going on. I haven't touched this cabin in, I don't know, a week or so since you've last seen some footage. It's been raining here in Maryland like crazy, so it's dank and murky back here. The mosquitoes are in full effect. It's wet everywhere, and the trail's really wet too. So I don't want to run the tractor on the trails when it's wet and further damage them. We're getting a little bit of erosion due to the traffic that we have been bringing back and forth to the cabin. So I don't really want that to occur, so I'm waiting for everything to dry up a bit. So nothing's changed, so I just want to kind of go over some things of what we're dealing with here as far as trying to get more materials back here. It's kind of tough when our trail coming down here has been wet. All this over here is silt that's kind of washed down this trail, so we're gonna have to do some erosion control. And fall's coming, and it's gonna lay down some leaves, which will help a lot, but certainly don't want to hurt the see any erosion back here. So we're gonna head over to the mill and show you some of the materials we're making. The next step on this is obviously to get the siding started. I have some of the boards down here, some poplar down here, but what's that, only seven boards. Obviously going to need a whole bunch, so we got to get them back here. So let me show you what's going to be involved in that. That's our deer stand up there. Can you see it? I basically made that in the shop and carried it back here with the bobcat and the forks and stuck it up there. Basically lifted it up there and hung it on a hook that I fabricated in the shop, bolted it through the tree, hung it on a hook, and put a ratchet strap around the whole thing, and boom, one deer stand. Get on these fence lines with a weed eater. That's something else. I mean, I could spend every minute of every day weed whacking this farm. So another struggle is just to find time to work on the cabin. Alrighty, here we are. Alright, well, I've been cutting up the siding boards over the past couple of months here on the Wood Miser LT40, and you know, basically here's my log yard. I have logs everywhere. I've been collecting these things for, I don't know, a couple of years. Got a pile of walnut here, we got oak over there, we got some pine over there, and so I had a big stack going a while back, and I've just been picking from it, and it's getting smaller and smaller. So anyway, these are 16-foot long boards, which I'm going to need to get to from the bottom of the cabin to the peak on the gable on the back side. These have been high and dry, air drying in here for a couple of months. So I need to get them back there, those. And so I'm basically gonna pile them up how you've seen me in the past, put a ratchet strap around them and drag them back there with the tractor, because they're so long you can't pick them up with the forks and get through the trail. And I have a little trailer, but honestly, it just works just as good to drag them. And that's where a lot of the boards went. I put them up here, and they work great. Free siding. And then over here, here's some more poplar down here that I cut a little while back because I knew I was going to be running short. They are 12-foot boards on the bottom, and they're looking good. Up here, this stack on top is pine, and that's cut at 3/4 of an inch, and my plan for this is to probably rip it down into 1x6 strips and tongue and groove this, and the interior of the walls will be tongue and groove pine. So I might even beadboard it or something like that. I'll run it through the planer. It's going to be really nice. It's going to be pretty. And then we can stain it or something like that. And it's going to be great. But I got to get this in the kiln. I can't do that green. So that'll be our next stop. I'll show you what that entails. So that stack has to go in the kiln. And these 2 bowls of ambrosia maple or Norway maple, they got to go in the kiln too. And it's just something I do kind of on the side, is I slice up slabs and kiln dry them for people. And let me take you and show you what that looks like. Those are fly sheets on the horses, and yes, they can see through those blindfolds. I get that question all the time from people that come out. Can those horses see? Yep. Hey, what you doing? Yep, eat under the fence line. You're doing great. You're doing all the weed whacking for me. And then way along that fence line over there, you probably can't see it with this camera. There's more logs along there. Got some cherry over there, pecan, pine, and walnut. This is going to be the next project coming up. This fallen down old run-in that came with the farm when we bought it, and I wouldn't have built this thing this way, but the holes are rotten anyway, so some tins blown off the corner there, and the truss is rotten. I'm probably going to do a total redo of this thing. I don't know if I'm going to build walls under the current roof and not tear it down, or I might just dismantle the whole thing and rebuild that. That is the next project on slate. So this addition off the side of the barn here I built a couple of years ago for having storage for the boarders and ourselves. And then this is an old walk-in box off the back of a truck that they were selling blue crabs out of, and I bought that to turn into a cooler for hanging deer. So right now it's a kiln. So that is a Nile L53 model kiln, and that does a great job. And the boards all go in here. Yeah, it's insulated. It's nice and cool from last night. And I don't obviously have anything in here now, but all your boards get stacked in here, and the Nile kiln runs and dries them out. And then that unit up there is the refrigeration unit for when I want to make it cold in here, and that's for when I want to make it hot in here. And it works pretty good. And this is just a kind of a backup heater if it needs help, and you got to have a lot of airflow and fans in here when you're drying wood.
Heat lamps.
Yep, heat lamps. That helps too. And then over here on the other side, you come in this door, and this room is where all the electricity comes down, and the box sits inside the building here. It's a power vent. It's automatic. Circuit board and the control box for the kiln is right here, and it does a great job, but it's not doing anything right now, and I got to fix that. I got to get that wood in there, so that's the next step. Today maybe I'll load it and get that working, because if you got a really expensive kiln and the thing is not running, well, it's not making you money, or saving you money in my case. So let's walk around here and I'll show you what I do with the kiln dried slabs. So, you know, they spend some time in there, get them down to the appropriate moisture level, and, you know, I either sell them to people, or I'm kind of a woodworker myself, so I build things with them myself. There's a stack of walnut right here that just came out. I got about 10 slabs in there of kiln dried walnut. Quick scan. And so on this table, this is a walnut slab. I have it up on my table. I got this set up to level this slab because it's got a little bit of twist to it. When you look down it, you got a little gap under here. So it's got a little twist. So, you know, you put them in there, you cut them flat, but as they dry, they kind of twist and cup a little bit. So that's going to get leveled out. And I'm going to make a table. So this is going to be a table. It's going to be a 4x8 table. It's going to be 2 slabs like this. This is one of the slabs. And then over here is the other slab that I've already leveled. So it's just chilling, waiting to get put into the project. And so they're going to go side by side about 8 inches apart, and then it's going to get an epoxy river down the one side and clear down the other side. And Ava just was pointing out to me. So this is the epoxy that's going to go with this walnut. It's a turquoise epoxy, and this is a bowl I turned. I have I'll put a link to the video I did on this bowl, but this was off the last kind of river table I did or project. It was just leftover epoxy, so I put some scraps in there and turned the bowl on the lathe. And so this is the exact same color that they're going to go with this walnut table. It's going to be a 4x8 table. So that's just something else I do on the side here at the farm while I'm not working on that cabin. So, you know, we're busy, but as soon as I can get back down to that cabin and get working and getting that siding up, I'll do it, and we'll get that video up. I'm thinking like tomorrow or the next day we can drag those boards down there, so we'll get that up and put out. All right, I'm gonna stop rambling. Say goodbye, Ava.
Bye.
Squirt some. There you go. She gets frustrated. No milk comes out.